My name is Nixon Kamugisha. I'm the Systems Administrator, Retina Systems Limited. I'm glad to be here, and I want to know how the sharing will be. But particularly as regards to WordPress, CMS, I would love to know how the speed up of the website is going to be handled. That is in a reference, maybe outside the server requirements. That is what I'm thinking. Maybe we shall be able to share because that's how maybe we need to find different alternatives of speeding the website that is built on WordPress. Thank you very much, members.
Okay, thank you very much, Nixon, for joining in. Okay, let us have another person. Ismail, are you there?
Yes, I'm there. Hello.
Yes, share with us, introduce yourself and tell us your expectations for today. Yes, and first unmute yourself, please. Unmute yourself.
Unmute. Yes. Do you hear me?
Yes, go ahead.
Okay. Okay, I'm Ismail Tembe. I work with computers and also I have experience with working with websites, particularly with WordPress. So I love making sites look nice, very speedy, and also to give feedback with clients. So I welcome you all and also welcoming me because this is my first time joining a Zoom, like a Uganda-based one. So I welcome others also.
Thank you very much, Ismail, for joining in. It is very glad that it's your first Zoom for Ugandan kind of Zoom experience with us. WordPress Meetup, we have been having a number of meetups. We used to have physical meetups before the lockdown, but the lockdown has taught us that online meetups are also good. So I think it is going to be something that we shall never look back. We shall always have the physical ones, but the online ones are also very important. Thank you for joining today. Okay, let me have Barbara. Barbara, are you hearing us? Yes, Barbara, are you hearing us? Okay, maybe let us first go to...
Yes.
Yes, go
yes,
ahead.
I'm following you.
Okay.
Nice to see you. A good meeting.
All right. All right, thank you. Yes, let us have Venus. Venus, are you there?
Yes, I'm there.
Yes, can you have some...
Oh, thank you very much, Rogers. I'm Victor Nashaga. I work as IT admin for businesses. Yeah, basically I'll be working on softwares and websites inclusive. So I will be glad to know more about making the website run with the thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, Venus, for that. Let us have two more members. There is Ivan. Ivan, are you there? Okay, let us first have Ronald. Ronald Manje.
Yes, thank you, Rogers.
Yes.
And thanks to all members to be part of this. I'm interested in optimizing to see that the website is running fast. Runs fast. Will simplify the navigation of any person accessing my website, especially for students.
Okay.
Thank you. I'm looking forward to see that. Yeah.
All right, thank you very much for joining in. Okay, so I hope members have introduced themselves. Ivan, were you able to speak to get us?
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, Ivan. Okay, let us start. I can see Gerard Businja has also joined us. We are in the
Okay, I'm happy
for
to be
introductions, and I think we are
yes.
concluding now. Other members will come in during the comments section when we are having more interactions, some comments and other input. Members will always come in and introduce and share what they think. Okay, now we are going to start by looking at, I'm going to start by talking about this particular meetup. You see, when it comes to websites, what we want is to have, what a user will want is a website which is fast. Because these days, people consume information at a very fast rate. If you have your website, when it takes long to load, the person will just leave it within a few minutes. There's a research which shows that if your website can't load up within 5 seconds, you will just lose big percentage, over 80% of your visitors. So one of the things we need to do is make sure that websites load very fast. And WordPress is the most popular content management software, but there are many people who don't implement it well. It depends also on how you implement it. It has a lot of things, the themes, the plugins, and many other things which may make your website slow. Now, we are going to be sharing some of the ways how we can speed up websites. Now, I wrote something here on the Meetup page for WordPress community. For members who are new to WordPress community, WordPress has what we call communities. WordPress it supports user communities globally, people to meet and keep sharing about the technology and the content management system. And in Uganda, we have a number of meetups. We have Kampala, we have Entebbe, we have Jinja. These are the official meetup chapters for WordPress. For today, we are meeting online, but it's organized by the WordPress community, Jinja. And for this particular meetup, I shared something here about some preamble about the WordPress, about this particular meetup for today. Now, one of the things I've noted here is that speed is one of the most important statistics on your websites. If you want your visitors to be happy, it is one of the things that you have to take note of. And it's also a ranking factor. Actually, if you look at Google came out and gave something and said that speed, there is a post which came out in Google. It was written, this was 20, okay, it was, there's a post here on the Google developers website, and they say speed is now a landing page factor for Google search and ads. So this is by Google, and they are saying that if you have a website which is very slow and another person has a website which is very fast, even if all sites have the same, other factors are the same content, the same everything, your website will load, the first website text will load fast. And we were saying here that for many sites, this when users have a slow experience on mobile, they are less likely to find what they are looking for or purchase from you in the future. So, and they are saying that, especially when more than half of these are abandoned, if a mobile page takes over 3 seconds to load. 3 seconds to load. So for mobile, and you know most of the users these days are mobile users. Most of them
Users are not
are
mobile.
using
They
six
come
years
on
old.
mobile.
So it is it is very, it is a very important thing that we should always mind about. Now, there are some tools that help us to check our website speed. There are some tools, I talked about them here, and I said that there is a tool like GTMetrix. GTMetrix is a tool that you can use. We have other tools like Page Speed Insights. We have a number of tools which you can use to test. For example, I have here, I've just been checking here. This is a website called shareability.net, one of the websites I've created. And the ranking, the speed here is D, that is 67%. When you go to GTMetrix, and you put in your website, and then you say test, GTMetrix will scan your website and it will show you how fast your website is, and it will even tell you what is making your website slow. So this is one of the tools, this is one of the most popular tools that we can use to analyze our website speed. Now, this particular website is at D, but I'm going to do something to ensure that the speed goes up within this same Meetup. Put some of the tools that we are having there to see if the speed can go up. Yeah, so right now GTMetrix is analyzing it. It's analyzing the home page. Now, it also depends on how much information we put on the home page. If you look at websites like Google puts there a very clean home page. If you have to check Google.com really, you see a very small clean home page. So if I'm to search for Google.com, I think it will be in AA+, because it is very light. Google makes sure that it doesn't put a lot of information on the homepage, even when Google has a lot of things to show. Recently, I was seeing the Vice Chancellor of Makerere University, Nawangwe. He was celebrating Google had put something on their homepage. They had put there a link to the hyperlink to the Makerere research article. I don't know if there's anyone who saw that. So Google has a lot of things they want to show on their website, but they make sure they have little content on the site so that it loads very fast. When someone wants to search, you just say Google and there you are. Yeah, so when you go to GTMetrix, you realize that Google GTMetrix will give you a ranking and it tell you how your website speed is faring. Now, there are some things that you will notice in the analysis. It will tell you a number of things. Here, there are a number of things that it will tell you: subsource from concentric real else, passing of JavaScript. It tells you how many scripts are loading, minify CSS. There are a lot of things here that you need to do. Now, like it is telling me all this CSS is not minified. It will tell me images need to be optimized. So it will tell me the images which need to be optimized. It will tell me to sub-scale images. So it tells you and how you are ranking for that particular part. Minify JavaScript. There's a lot that is in this report for GTMetrix. It tells you what is really making your site slow under the why slow and all these things. There are a number of things here that are noted here on GTMetrix. Now, if you are using WordPress, it means you are not very technical. You are not the one who has put all these resources. You are not the one who has linked all these scripts and all this code. You just installed themes and plugins and you were there and you are editing your content. So when it comes to WordPress, there are some things that we can do to help us. So here, I have something like GTMetrix helps you to identify what is making your site slow. And you can even be able to know which plugins are causing which problem. Now, one of the best ways to speed up your website is to remove unnecessary HTML code. That is unnecessary code. Don't put things which are not very important. When we are using things like WordPress plugins, I'm going to be showing you something. You find many things being loaded, a lot of scripts being loaded on the home page. For example, if I go back to my GTMetrix report here, you realize that the number of scripts, you realize there are a lot of scripts here. So for example, I'm seeing a number of scripts being asked from a number of plugins here. There is Elementor, there is there are a number of these WooCommerce. I don't have WooCommerce being used on the home page, but the scripts of WooCommerce are loading. There is the Pepso. There are a lot of things here, a lot of things which are loading on the home page. And some of them are really not important. I'm having YouTube embed. Here I don't have an YouTube video on the home page. I'm having a lot of plugins here, Facebook embed and others. So all these are making the website, the page to slow down. By the time the page loads, it has to load all these plugins, all these scripts have to be loaded for the site to run. So what can we do? What can we do to ensure that, that our website loads faster? What can we do to ensure that our website loads faster? So here I noted that one of the best ways to speed up the website is to remove unnecessary code. And I'm going to be talking about some of the plugins. There's a plugin which I noticed recent, which I want us to look at. And then we are going to be sharing experiences from other members, what they think about what we can always do to ensure that our websites load fast. Now, there's a plugin known as Asset Cleanup. I'm going to log into my dashboard here. I'm going to log into my dashboard here so that I can be able to share about this. So there are a number of there are a number of things that we can do. There is an article here which says 25 WordPress optimization plugins for speeding up your website. These ones are plugins which can help us to ensure that our websites load faster. This link is also on this particular web page. I put it if you go to, I'm going to share these links, but if you go to this article, this post on WordPress Jinja Meetup page, you'll find a link. There are some links here, which I have put here. So they have talked about 25 speed optimization plugins, which we can use. We should be careful because again, you may use another plugin to make, again, your website slower. So we have to be very careful. But they have identified a number of plugins here. WP Rocket, SG Optimizer, and there's this one called Asset Cleanup, which is very, very important, which is a very good one, which I want us to look at. But also there are many others for cache, for caching the website, for doing a number of things to ensure that the website is moving fast. They have also talked about the GTMetrix, which I talked about earlier, and they have talked about. So what we need to do is you need to try out some of these plugins. You don't have to use all. You have to, they are in different categories. They do different work. So here I'm in my dashboard of this website. So I'm going to go to what you call plugins. Plugins are somewhere here. They are under installed plugins here. So there is a member who talked about issues to do with the server. There are some other factors. Let me try to refresh this. There are some other factors that we have to note. Not that everything is because of your website server may be slow, or there could be other factors. For example, there's another article I talked about. There's another article here which I also noted about. We shall be talking about it later on. the ultimate guide to page speed optimization for WordPress, and it was talking about a number of factors in general. Yeah, so which also include things to do with the server and others. Yeah, but let me first go back here. So I was talking about plugins, and I was saying there's a plugin called Asset Cleanup. So if you go and search for Asset Cleanup, this Asset Cleanup, you search under plugins and you click on add new and you add it. So for me, I have it here. It is deactivated. Let me try to activate it. This plugin, it helps you to clean up the junk. Make sure you only have what is important for your landing page and other pages. So you can easily turn off. You can easily specify what exactly you want to load on this on a particular web page. If you have, for example, the contact page, you don't want to load there things to do with maybe WooCommerce. Although you are using WooCommerce on another page for selling, this page is something else. So you can specify what you want to load. So I've activated Asset Cleanup. So I'm going to go to settings. I'm going to go to settings of Asset Cleanup. So I'm going to go to settings of Asset Cleanup. Okay. So there is this bit is what called managing dashboard, and also under settings, and also there is managing front end. Let me turn on managing front end. Managing front end. Okay, so that I can be able to manage my resources on the front end. And I say update all settings. Now, I'm going to visit my website, and it is going to tell me the resources that are loading on the home page for this particular website. So I'm loading the website. Maybe before I continue, I don't know whether members are following. I don't want to be talking alone. Let me first stop sharing briefly, and then I am going to be going back there to the website, and we see how we can clean up assets so that our home page is fast after eliminating what we don't need. Okay, let me first hear from members. Are you able to? Are you following? Are you following so far, Mr. Ismail? Are you following? Or I'm very fast.
Yes, we are following.
Yes, we are following.
You're following, yeah? Okay, I'm not going to spend much time. Let me first show this. Then after that, I'm going to be requesting for members to chip in. Okay, thank you very much. You can mute.
Yeah, we are following.
Okay.
We are following Mr. Mukade.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so let me go back there. So I'm going to go to this website now. I'm going to go to this website right now. This is the website. Okay. I hope you can see my website now. So I've loaded a plugin called Asset Cleanup. Asset Cleanup. So you see on my website, you have very many things. Maybe because I wanted to show people very many things. So if someone comes to visit and I want to show him, I have this, I have this, I have pictures, I have this, I have this, I have videos. So sometimes in good website principles, we may have to behave like Google, only pick out what is important and other things we put them on other pages. It's also not good to have a very big home page because you never know, it will load out of resources. So that is something that we have to think about. Now look here, at the end of my website, Asset Cleanup is going to put another section at the bottom. And it's going to tell me the things which are loading. Now, I've already done this. So here, you can turn off, for example, it's telling me there's a plugin called YouTube. There's a style which is loading. I can say I don't want this one. On the home page, I don't have any video. But because I was using this also for embedding YouTube, there's a plugin for that. So you find here, it tells you can be able to turn off or turn on what you don't want. So for me, in this plugin, I've already installed it and put this. So you can turn off what you don't need and you leave only what you need. For example, I'm having this WP content plugins, AMP assets. I can say I don't need this. I don't think I'm using it on the home page. Then I'm having something to do with Elementor. No, I'm using Elementor for this particular page. But if it was another page, maybe a post where I've not used the Elementor at all, I can decide to turn off those Elementor assets because I'm not using them on that particular page. So they are just loading and just waiting my website to be very, very slow. So all these plugins here are all these assets are to do with Elementor. Now, if I continue scrolling down, let me continue scrolling down. There is something here about brands. There, even Elementor alone. Elementor is a page builder. It has a lot of assets, and that's one of the things actually some people compare Elementor with other page builders in terms of speed, because it loads a lot of CSS and a lot of JavaScript, which comes together with your web page, and so making your website taking longer to load. Now I have this one, email subscribers. I'm not capturing email subscribers on the home page. Maybe I'm capturing it on another page, but because I put this plugin, it is loading that also on the home page. So there is email subscribers. There is flex slider. For example, if I open another page like contact page and I find flex slider loading, yet I'm only using it on the home page, so I can decide to turn it off. And actually, I think on shareability, I'm not using the flex slider at all. I'm not having it on the home page. I'm not using flex slider. So either I deactivate the plugin or I deactivate the script. So I'm telling it, don't load on this page. Don't load on this page because I don't need you. So you realize that by the time the page loads, there are these Google fonts. There are a lot of things here. You can always review what is actually loading, how many requests the web page is making to the server before the website loads. There is this Google Site Kit. There are some scripts from Google because I put some Google, so I can say, am I really using it on the home page? On the home page, we really need to make sure that our home page is what? Is light, because it is the landing page. It is the page where someone comes, reaches first before he goes to other websites. So if the landing page cannot load, then your users, the resources, the data, and everything will be there. So you can be able to review all the scripts. You look at the script name and you look at your homepage and see if you are not utilizing it particularly, you have the opportunity to disable it on this particular plugin. Embedding Facebook, this one I'm embedding it in another page, not here. Jetpack is another plugin which WooCommerce. I can say I'm not using WooCommerce on my home page. I have a particular page for selling, so I can disable that. So you find that I have very many plugins here, very many assets, very many, hundreds, almost 100 of them. So some of them I've turned them off, and because of that, I can be able to go ahead and I have the website loading faster. So I click on update. I update my page. I update that page to ensure that my page loads a bit faster than before. So that is so these are plugins. Plugins is what are the biggest culprits. Each plugin that you have on your website, whichever plugin you add, it is going to add some CSS and some JavaScript to the header of all your web pages, even when you are not even in areas you don't need it. So we always have to ensure that we use the right plugins in the right places. Even apart from that, you also need what we call the cache plugin, like WP Fastest Cache. This one is important for things like minifying your resources. Make sure that they are compressed, so they load when someone requests for them. They come when they are minified, so they are smaller in size. Yeah, so I'm also using another plugin called WP Sweep. This one here, it allows you to clean up and use or find duplicated data in your database. So you can optimize the database as well. You can use a caching plugin to minify resources and send, and also when a user loads the website for the first time, some of the resources like the CSS, they remain cached in the user's browser, so that the next time he requests, some of those things are already there. So it only sends the unique data, but something like the logo and other CSS and other things remain on the servers in the user's browser. So, and also Yeah, so the cache plugin, it is very, very important. It is also the other thing. So for me here on shareability, I've used a number of plugins here. I've used the WP sweep as well. I had disabled them when this session was beginning, so that because I wanted to demonstrate. Yeah, so I have WP sweep. I have WP fastest cache. Then I have that asset cleanup. I have asset cleanup for helping me to clean up my assets. And then also I have Cloudflare. Cloudflare, I don't know members who have used Cloudflare who can also share about it. Cloudflare helps us to speed up the website because it gives us what we call a CDN, a content delivery network. It helps our server not to be overwhelmed with the requests. So Cloudflare can be able to serve for you resources from their faster servers to people near those servers. So Cloudflare gets from your server and it serves on your behalf from a faster end to your users. So Cloudflare is also very important for you to set it up. Yeah, so all these plugins, you can be able to read more about them. They have their websites and their tutorials. There's this link which you can review where they have talked about the several plugins that you can use to ensure that your website loads faster. So you can identify some. If your website is using a lot of images, there is also another plugin called Smash. Smash, that one is for photos. If you have photos, let me first go back here. There's a plugin called Smash, WP Smash. I don't know whether I have it here. WP Smash. Okay, I think I don't have it. I can try to install it. Smash. Okay, I think do I have it? Yeah, I have it. This one here, it helps to reduce the image file sizes and improves performance. So the key plugins I'm looking at here for helping me to speed up my site. One, I've talked about the asset cleanup, which helps me to turn off some things I don't want to load on particular pages where they are not needed. Then there is the WP fastest cache for compressing my resources and so that they are sent out to the browsers when they are small in size, and when they go there, they remain cached on the side of the user. Then I have things like Smash, which can help reduce the image sizes so that they are only some of us take photos using cameras which are high definition, and you put an image of 5 MBs on a web page. So it is very heavy by the time that image loads. So Smash can help you to resize them accordingly without losing out of quality, depending on how you set it up. Then I've talked about Cloudflare for what we call a content delivery network, which you can also use to help you to speed up your site. Yeah, and yeah, basically some of those can help you optimize your website. So after that, you can go back to your GTMetrix and you retest your website. You can go there to GTMetrix and you put in your website and see, you can retest and see whether it is loading faster than it was in the beginning. So you can be able to do that, and you'll be able to see very huge improvement for your website. Yeah, so I'm going to try to do some of these tricks, and then later on I'll show you an improved score on my website. Yeah, so for now, let me first end here with the overview. Then let us first share more. I want also other members to share some experiences, and then I will come back and then share more of these tips. Yeah, so basically that is an introduction to speeding up websites. Okay, so if you have comments, if you have some comments that you want to give about speeding up our websites, if you have another tool that you have used before or you have an experience you want to share, you can tell us, and then we share so that we all have a very beautiful web whereby we enjoy, we use information, and our websites are loading fast enough for us and for our users. Okay. Okay, so if you have a question or you have a comment, this is the time we are going to be sharing about this. Okay, there are some members who never talked at the beginning. This is the time I'm going to give you an opportunity to introduce yourself and you tell us if you have any comment, or you can, if you don't have a comment, you just introduce yourself and then we go on. Yes, Mr. Gerard, are you there? Mr. Gerard Businje.
Yes, I'm here.
Yes, yeah, you can go
ahead. Yes, Gerard Businge. I've been working. Yes, please. I don't know what we are saying about ourselves, but I've been working with WordPress since 2009.
Okay.
And I have a number of websites that I run on WordPress. Yes, I have been in the wars, some I have won, some are always challenging.
Okay.
But probably what I can add, thank you very much, Rogers, is to also study the compatibility of plugins that work together well.
Okay.
Especially for some CDNs work better with some caching plugins than others. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, thank you very much.
So you want to check if you're going to use, for example, Cloudflare? What?
Okay. Thank you. Yeah, you are being muted. Okay. Yeah, thank you very much. Mr. Bisinge is telling us about the compatibility of plugins. For example, when it comes to CDN, members who are new about CDN, you try to search about content delivery network. If you want a clear explanation, you can search it on YouTube. You get a video explaining the CDN, and he was saying that there are some plugins which are compatible with CDNs and others which are not compatible. So you may get a plugin like WP fastest cache or WP total cache, and yet it is not compatible with the content delivery network you want to use. So one of the things we need to do is make sure that the plugins are very compatible with our other plugins to use. Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Businji. Okay, let us have another member to share. Just if you have something you want to share, you have an experience you want to share, or you just want to introduce yourself, you can go ahead and you share with us. If you have any additional question about website speed or anything else to do with WordPress, you can go ahead and share. Yes, I'm getting members who are not at the beginning. Mr. David, are you there? David Intali. Okay, Mr. David Intali is not.
Hello.
Yes.
I'm muted.
Yes, you are. We are.
I'm now there.
Yes, you can go ahead and share with us briefly what you think.
Yeah, this topic is new to me, and I'm glad I've been part of it. As you know, I'm a computer enthusiast. I've not studied computer, but I'm learning through enthusiasm. So I'm very glad to be part of the program. I think I've been learning a lot of things from you. And maybe if someone needs a volunteer on the team, I am available, because that can help me also learn more.
All right.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much for tuning in, Mr. David. Okay, yeah, thank you very much. Okay, let us have Mr. James Chasez. Are you there?
Yes, hello, Roger.
Yes.
Yes, thank you so much for the meetup. It's my first time to come through, and I really appreciate. Yeah, what I can add on is that sometimes when we do have websites which involve like users uploading resources and other things, yeah, so we need to maybe set limits on how much data they can upload. Maybe if you want the user to upload, let's say a PDF, then the user can upload other types which can overwhelm the website. So I think setting a limit also helps a lot to lessen the traffic on the on the website. Yes. Then another thing is keeping up to date the plugins on the site, because some can be updated, and also looking for trash, and same with what Roger shared. Yes, otherwise thanks so much, and I'm really happy that I've tuned in today, and I look forward to also tuning in. Yeah, I work with Ability Uganda, the developer there, and thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, James. Okay, thank you very much, James. Like he says, the amount of content that we put on our website.
Participating, and I also have a suggestion. Maybe.
Okay, maybe you will come in. You'll come in also afterwards about that. Your line is a bit breaking. It comes with some, but yeah, thank you very much for sharing that. So we need to, when you are putting up a website, you may be this person who wants to put a lot of things on the widgets. You want to put a calendar, you want to put this quote, you want to put this. You have a lot of things, you want to put everything on the web page. So limiting what we put what is important, and the other things you can find where to put them to avoid overloading the information. And also, you have a website and you want to put in a lot of functionalities. You want the site to be having a slideshow, to have a music playing system, you want to embed documents, you want to put embed YouTube videos, you want to put a lot of things. So at the end of the day, you are going to put many plugins. You want to sell on the website, you put a lot of plugins. All these plugins will be wanting to put resources in the website. So you have to focus on what is important, because you may put your website may be having a primary function, but because you are putting it with other secondary functions, the primary function is lost as well. So focus on what is important, and using some of the tools like we have shared, the asset cleanup can help you ensure that your landing page and the main pages of the site load fast, and then you can be able to have a better experience for your users. Okay, thank you very much. Let me get Mr. Onyango Henry. Mr. Onyango Henry, are you hearing us? Mr. Onyango.
I can hear you.
Yes, do you have any comments? Or you can go ahead and share with us about anything that you want to share with us.
Yeah, I appreciate picking out slowly that I joined late. Maybe my questions and the add-ons will come in later.
Okay.
As I'm still following slowly. My question would be with the optimizing photos. You talked of a plugin called Smash. Actually, I tried Smash, but maybe messed up in setting. You talked of setting it right.
Okay, how did this mess up your site?
Sorry?
It made your photos look bad, or what happened?
Yeah, the outcome wasn't to my expectations. If you don't mind taking us through a little something, maybe in Smash and in settings.
Okay.
Yeah,
Are you
thank
able
you.
to see my screen now?
Yes.
Okay. Now here I'm in the dashboard and I'm going to Smash. Smash is one of the plugins. After installing it, it will put something on the menu, and then it will bring this part where there is Smash. So it will show you image resizing and everything. So here it tells me that I have 16 attachments that need smashing. So I can be able to click on bulk smash now, and it will start trying to smash my images. Now, what happens with the smash, it depends on how it looks at the file size of the image and also where it has been put. They have put a very big image in a small box of 100 by 300 pixels. So it will try to say that why are you having a very big photo in a small space? So it will try to smash the photo to reduce its size so that the size that is there is just enough to that particular place. So Smash can optimize your images, but like someone said, it can make your websites your images to lose space. So there is an option here for resizing full images. There are some options in the menu for you to help you to make sure that your images stay in the good what. So there are some sizes here. So we have the thumbnail. So if you have a thumbnail somewhere which is bigger than this, you will smash it accordingly. Medium, the large. So you have some of these. The newcomer single, these are some of the settings that you can have. So you can be able to change some of these settings. Then there is automatically request images to upload. There are some settings here. Then there is metadata. Metadata is the information which comes with the photo, like the camera which took it, the date it was taken, and all that. The location, some information is in the photo, in the meta image, the meta information of the photo. Now, if the images are not, you can consider having a Smash Pro, which may do it better. But this Smash is mainly for example, here I've told it not to resize my full images, so that in case there's a problem, I can always revert back, and here you can put the maximum width and height that you want your images to be set to. Yeah, so you can always change some of these settings and update them, and make sure that your images are well smashed to ensure that they load, the website loads faster for your particular website. I don't know if there's any member who knows of another image optimization plugin. There are many of them that can be used to ensure that the websites load faster, because images is one of the biggest issues that causes a slow website. Okay, that is in reaction to Mr. Onyango's submission. Okay, thank you very much. Now let me go to Mr. Sewato Nicholas. Mr. Sewato Nicholas.
All right.
Yes.
Yes. Good evening, members.
Good evening.
Good evening, sir.
Mr. Roger, thank you so much for this opportunity. Members, I want to introduce myself. I'm Sewato Nicholas, and I'm an IT guy. I work with Gombe Education Schools, or Gombe Education Services. But again, also, I have my startup. I have a small company, which I'm just starting up. It is called Tense Technologies. Mr. Rogers,
yes.
I'm not so good in WordPress. In fact, I'm just new, okay, to WordPress. Mainly, I do the hard coding, okay? But I found it very useful to develop websites using WordPress, because it takes a lot of takes less time compared to the hard coding, okay, using HTML, PHP from scratch. So I'm just suggesting, is there any possibility of organizing? We can't say that we don't, okay, for we the starters in WordPress, such that we can be able to start from scratch. I really enjoy these meetups, and basically that is my suggestion. I don't know whether it is possible. We shall be grateful.
All right.
Thank you so much, Mr. Rogers.
For that for that suggestion. Yes, really, WordPress, starting with WordPress is not easy. Even me myself, I was seeing this WordPress around and I knew my code, HTML and the like. So I was focusing more on that. The first time I tried it, I couldn't find it. I just like that. It's not easy really to say that I'm getting into it because it may be somehow confusing. Yeah, but when you get started, it becomes easy. So we have, actually the best thing we would do when before Corona, we were having Meetup, so it was easy for members to meet and share because one-on-one help is very good. But right now, since we're in Corona, we just have these meetups once in a while and we keep sharing. Some topics are advanced, others are beginner level and all that. But we shall see as we move on how we can organize. There are some colleagues who have been making some videos, YouTube videos to show how to start with WordPress. So I don't know if you're in the WhatsApp group for WordPress. You can always share some requests there. We can be able to share some start and always guide you through whenever you have a problem. Now, WordPress, you can do it on the computer offline, but the best experience is if you are running it live on a server because there you can install anything and whatever you do is live on the internet. You can share with other people, they submit data, it can send out emails because some of the functions require emails to be sent. But if you are doing it offline, you can't do so. So in the WordPress community, we have some members who have hosting servers for hosting, and they can always share. They can always give beginners free space to try out and test out. Yeah, personally, I also have one. So members who are beginners and they're interested, you can always send me a request on maybe on WhatsApp and what, and you can give them create for them some space online, and they start testing out. Yeah, it is something that you can learn. You said within just a few.
Mr. Rogers.
Yes. Yes, Nicholas.
Another question is now those plugins. Do I have to first pay to use them or just free of charge?
Okay, the plugins are 90% free. Most of them are free, actually. The plugins I've talked about today are all free. WordPress is free, the themes are free, most of the plugins are free. There are some plugins which are for money, but those are those which do some advanced things. Like I've talked about Smash, it has the free version, and if you want more advanced functionalities, you pay for the pro version. Yeah, so, but for a beginner, most of the things are free for you to start. You don't need to pay for the plugin. The thing you will pay is the domain name and maybe the hosting server if you are buying, if you are hosting, yeah. And they are not very expensive for you to start. Yeah, so that is it. That is around there. The domain names go for around $10. That's around 40,000. And hosting, you can start as low as $2. So within 50,000, you can start on your own and start exploring. With this time, you'll find yourself ready to do a complete website, and you'll be very happy to do that. Yeah. So, but let us continue the interactions. So long as you have internet and a laptop, you can learn WordPress. It's not very difficult for you to do it. Yeah, okay. Thank you very much, Mr. Sewato. Mr. Semuju.
Thank you so much.
Mr. Semuju,
Yes,
Henry.
Yes, Mr. Rogers. I'm hearing you very well.
Okay. Do you have any comments about websites, website speed, or any other thing? You can also.
Yes, I am so excited. I'm so excited about this this project to do with websites. Well, I've been doing IT for a hospital. Oh, let me first introduce myself. I'm Henry Mwanje, and I'm a teacher of ICT. I also did ICT. Thank you very much, Mr. Rogers. You're so nice to us.
Okay.
I'm excited of this thing to do with the websites. I have a website that I've been managing, and that website is for a hospital, and it works with WordPress. Well, it's not me who built it up, but a number of times I've been managing and putting in a number of maybe images and some content. I've been managing its content, but honestly, I must say that it's not me who built it up. I had to render it out for someone else. I outsourced it. But there are a number of things I've learned from you, like now, like the area of the plugins that has excited me so much. There is one thing that I wanted to ask about. Have you heard of this thing called flutterwave.com? Flutterwave.com. Have you heard of flutterwave.com?
Yes.
I would so much wish to be guided on how we can work with flutterwave.com as in relation to websites.
Okay.
That's one of my first areas of concern. Then two, I also request that I'm included in the group of or rather of WordPress. I don't know what I can do to join the WordPress group so that I could wish to send more submissions in case I face challenges as I'm trying to administer some websites somewhere. I would wish to be part of the WordPress group. Can I read my number so that you include me in the WordPress group?
Now, the number, are you able to access the chat area?
The chat?
The chat area here. You can.
I can.
Okay, I was saying,
Yes.
the chat area, you will be able to, you can share your number there in the chat so that we can be able to connect with you.
Okay.
And I'll also add you in the WhatsApp group. I think I have your number so that you can be able to share more.
Yes.
Now,
thank you so much, Rogers. I'm excited.
Okay.
Flutterwave.com.
Okay. Now, you talked about Flutterwave. Now, we actually had a meetup about Flutterwave, and I'm going to upload it on YouTube and share the video. Of course, you have not yet shared about it. Flutterwave is a company which helps people to receive money on their websites. If you're having anything you have what's called a shop, you want to sell some products through your shop, you can add what we call a Flutterwave. Now here on shareability, I'm using Flutterwave actually on my shop here. What Flutterwave gives you is that it gives you what you call a live key and a secret key. These ones, they help you to link your website to Flutterwave, so that Flutterwave can receive money on your behalf. So on shareability, we are using Flutterwave for two things. One, for the shop, but also for donations. There is up here where there is donate to keep shareability running. So if someone clicks on that donation link, it can be able to donate money directly. It initiates automatically. Flutterwave has what we call an API. Yeah, so we discussed about it. We shall be sharing the video. But the thing is, you just go to flutterwave.com, you register there, you create an account, and then they will give you those credentials, the API keys. They will give them to you. They will be there in the dashboard after registering on Flutterwave. And then you come on WordPress and you install their plugin first, and then you put in those credentials. So they will connect your website.
Do they have a specific plugin?
Yes, they have a plugin. They have a particular plugin. If you go to WordPress and you search, you'll find something to do with. If you go to plugins, you find something to do with the Flutterwave. You just go and search under plugins. They have plugins. They are managing. They have two plugins. One is for WooCommerce, another one for donations.
Okay. Thank you so much, Rogers. I'm so excited.
They normally use the word Rev. They shorten it to Rev instead of Flutterwave. So you search for Rev, R-A-V-E, and you'll be able to see the plugins. We have this one called Rev WooCommerce Gateway, and then another one here. So you can.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much for.
Thank you so much.
Okay, I don't know who has not yet spoken. Mr. Turiomusi Ivan, are you there? Mr. Turiomusi Ivan.
Yes. Yes, Mr. Kalele.
Do you have any comment?
Yeah, you can hear me. So I have no question, but I just want to thank you for.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Jimmy.
Your time to.
Mr. Jimmy.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. Are you having any comment?
I just want to thank you for I came in a little bit late. I came in a little bit late because of the connectivity issue. But I love the
yeah, we are not hearing you very well. You are like me. We have masks, but from here at least you can hear me.
Okay, now let me remove the mask. Can you hear me now?
Hey.
Are you hearing me now?
Yes.
Okay, I was saying I'm really excited about the program. I'm a fan of it. I came in a little bit late, but I enjoy every bit of it. I enjoy every bit of this. I've been doing this for a while, and I'm learning a lot of things.
Okay.
Hopefully, as time goes by, I will give you my questions and comments.
Okay, okay. Okay. Thank you very much, Mr. Jimmy. Okay, so members, that is what we have shared today. I'm now going to be concluding. I've given, I think, everybody a chance to give a comment. Our discussion today is a brief one. One, I've talked about GTMetrix. We saw the example of Google. We say Google, make sure each site is having an A in terms of speed, because they have written almost nothing on their homepage. And I was going to share to see how shareability can see how you can test your website. You can use GTMetrix to share, to check your website speed. And you can be able to see that a lot of resources load on the web page, a lot of CSS, a lot of HTML loads. So we talked about the plugin known as Asset Cleanup. It is one of the 25 plugins that are talked about in this article. This one is a quick way for you to speed up using these plugins. So if you just search on Google 25 WordPress speed optimization plugins, you'll be able to get them, and you can test them out. You can test out WP Rocket. This is a cache plugin. You can it's SG optimizer. You can talk. It does a number of things to do with also minifying and all these things. It is Mr. Busingi talked about. There is something he talked about. He talked about database tables, deleting unnecessary tables. Actually, let me first talk about that briefly as I finalize. There is a plugin I use for optimizing. It's known as it is. Let me first plugins, and I talked about it as well. It is for optimizing the website. He talked about tables. You see, WordPress runs on what we call a database, which has many tables. So you may have to delete what is not important. So there is a plugin called WP Sweep. This one here. WP Sweep, it helps you to remove unnecessary tables. It's optimizing your database tables and unnecessary tables. So WP Sweep is very important. So here under settings, I think I have it. I was going to share about it. Yeah, under tools. It appears under tools. So you click on sweep. So a website has a lot of things that are shared, posted, and all that. So I can go here on WP Sweep and I just click on sweep. I can say sweep all. And click on sweep all. So when I say click sweep all, they are going to start sweeping each of the. You have what called auto drafts, deleted posts, orphaned post meta. These are like cramps, which have remained in your database. So WP Sweep can enable you to delete those things you don't need. The draft C, the orphaned post C, the duplicate post meta. So yeah, you're optimizing the database. So like Mr. Busingi said, deleting the useless tables and everything. So there the performance improves. Yeah, so it is one of the things that I have here for helping the site to run faster. Okay, so we shared that, and there are many other plugins here. So if you have your website, you can always zero. For me, I have like 5 that I'm using for optimizing my tables, for optimizing my database, for optimizing images using things like Smash, for content delivery network using CDN. So these are some of the advantages of using WordPress, because it has a lot of solutions which can help you to optimize your site. At the end of the day, you also put things like Cloudflare. At the end of the day, you're going to find that your site is fast. But the most important thing is make sure I don't have a lot of things that are not important. Only remain with what is important. Have little information on your pages. Don't put a lot, like you make a website for a school and you put a photo gallery of 40 photos because you want to show all corners of the school. You want to show the gate, you want to show everywhere. Just choose like 3 or 4 important photos for the school and they make the slide. Don't put 20 photos. Yeah, so those things will be able to help us. They'll be able to help us to improve our websites. Okay, thank you very much. Mr. Jim, I've got your number. So members, I think we have managed to address today's topic. We are going to be ending here. I want to thank you very much for attending this session. I've seen there's a member who has just joined. I'm going to just request him to give us the closing remarks. Mr. Ashaba Justus, he has actually gone on. Okay, thank you very much for coming for this meetup. We are going to be having more meetups next month for other topics. Thank you very much. Okay.